9. What kind of protection do we need? The founding fathers of this country, led by George Washington, recognized that we the people need protection. Part of our problem today is that we have changed our idea of protection. The Constitutional Convention and its members believed that a federal government should be strong enough to provide unity and a defense from foreign and domestic enemies. On the other hand, they were afraid of a federal government which could be so powerful that it would threaten the freedom of the states and the people. As a result, they wrote a constitution with the intention, first of all, of chaining and limiting the powers of the federal government. They truly believed that people need protection, not only from hoodlums and foreign enemies, but from their own civil government. In fact, the people felt so strongly about this need for protection from the federal government that they insisted on spelling it out more fully than the Constitution did. As a result, the Bill of Rights was immediately added to provide that protection from the federal power. Clearly, they held that freedom provides a better protection than a power-hungry federal government, and they moved to safeguard freedom. Second, they believed in granting only limited powers to the state to protect the people from crime and disorders. However, they definitely did not believe that any civil government can prevent, in any effective way, the rise of social disorder. Washington and most other founders believed that no legislation could replace the need for good character. As a result, those men spoke of the basic need for Christian faith and sound moral character as the basic safeguard for any country. A lawless people will not be restrained by laws. A godly people do not need a policeman in every corner to keep them in line. In the 1930s, one town of less than 5,000 people had one policeman, a relief man, and virtually no crime. An arrest was a rarity. Today, with only 900 more people, there are 18 police and patrol cars, an office staff, and problems. The difference is in the people. The town now has more laws and controls, but it is definitely not as good as it was then. The difference between then and now lies in the families, the churches, and the schools. Doubling the police force again will not help much because the deterioration in the faith and the character of the people continues. Now they have a problem, not only with crime, but with too much civil government. The families in that community want protection, but how can you protect people from themselves? In other words, we are looking for the wrong kind of protection. The protection we need cannot be provided by the state. Attempts to get it by law only rob us of our freedom. The protection we need comes from a godly faith and character, not from Washington, D.C. or the state capital. Nothing is more necessary for the flourishing of the protection we need than freedom. It is the seedbed of faith and character